I mean, she shot her shot. She was like, hey, so, I'm new to the city, and...
that's my voice?
Yeah, that's your voice. Like, I'm new to the city, and, I'm trying to see, like, what's up, and you talking to anybody.
I cannot believe
can I get your number? Can I get them digits?
What's up, everybody? And welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Yes. So we have a big setup here today. It's the day before Thanksgiving, and we're just about to talk about some things. How we met, first date,
Yeah, so we figured we'll make this a story time video while we're prepping for Thanksgiving. So this should be interesting so you can hear my side of the story of how we met.
Yeah, and my side of the story, because it's two different stories, so you're going to get to see both ends of it and see, if they match together.
The truth
yeah.
in the middle.
Yeah, so we're going to see, so stay tuned, and man, we're going to get to it.
Okay, so I'm making a pumpkin pie for my husband because he hates sweet potato pie.
It is what it is. I prefer the pumpkin, so, judge your mama. But anyway, so I'm making the deviled eggs, and, step one.
So we're going to start with our story time of how we met. Me and Matt used to work for the same company. I was working in office, at the corporate office as an accountant, and Matt was working out in the branch. And what I had to do was go do an audit. So we would go around and audit the branches to make sure they were in compliance and everything. I saw him and I'm like, oh, there's a black guy here. And he looks nice. Okay, so I'm like, okay. I just put a little extra pep in my step. Then I'm like, okay, poke a little, little hip out.
This is interesting, to say the least.
So I see him, he see me. So I know off top, like, this is going to be the person I'm going to get to help me here because I was still new. I didn't really know what I was doing. So while I'm there, I just asked him to help me. I'm like, okay, can you show me where this is at the branch so I could check some stuff off my list? And he was like, yeah, but he was eager to help me. Out of all the people in the branch, he was like the first one who was willing to help me. I know he was checking me out. That's like why he was wanting to help me. How you think it happened?
My side of the story is, I feel like a little bit different. So what she didn't tell y'all is that I feel like we talked on the phone before.
I used to do weekly conference calls with like the branches, and I feel like they mentioned his name before and like something he was doing at the branch, but I didn't put two and two together of who he was. Like I never saw him face to face. I just knew of his name, and he knew my name because he knew I worked at the office. I did things for their branch.
She comes down to the location and does an audit. First time seeing her. Of course, I'm the one that helped her out because everybody else act like they don't know what's going on. So she comes, she's like, I'm here to do your audit. She had a boss with her at the time. She ain't gonna say that though. She had a boss with her at the time. She's like, can you show me this little thing, this little tank that you got in the back? I'm like,
I was not rude to you.
Okay.
I probably was. I wasn't rude, but you have to, even though you peeping somebody, like you think he look nice and you think he attractive, you gotta not let him know that you think he's attractive. You had to be like professional and seem like you're there to do your job.
Yeah, so she definitely kept that to a T, 100%. So she came in and she asked to see stuff around the branch. I was doing something else at the time, and she's like, can you show me now? I'm like, okay, I guess I'm gonna stop everything I'm doing and show you to this thing.
I don't remember that, but
so,
okay.
That's how it happened. But yeah, I walk her back there, then somebody checking you out. Like, I was walking in front and I could tell like the eyes are on me, so I'm like, all right, put a little pep in my step. Like, all right, swagged it out. But anyway, showed her what she needed.
So after we left, I go back to the office and I'm asking my friends, like, do you know this Matthew that works at this location? Trying to, like, how we do, trying to figure out, like, what we can find out about the person. She's trying
to get some dirt on me.
Does anybody else know anything about him? Just to see, like, is it even worth, like, pursuing? Because
trying to get dirt.
I'm the type of person, I'll shoot my shot. Like, I don't mind shooting my shot. And then we live in Atlanta, and I was new to the area. I didn't know anybody. So, like, I meet somebody, they're professional. They look nice. So I'm like, okay, why not find out what I can and shoot my shot if I have to?
She went back to her little spot in the office asking about me, but I kept hearing through the grapevine, hey, somebody's asking about you. hey, I heard such and such might be interested in you. And there was like little talks, little rumors going around the office. So, you know, I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, all right, you know, whatever. It is what it is. But fast forward, hell, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks from that, we had a happy hour. And that's where things got interesting.
I'm drinking. I'm just bold at this point. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to approach him and see if we can exchange numbers. If you see somebody once and then you see them again within the same time frame, I feel like that's a sign. So I was like, I'm going to shoot my shot. So I walked up to the table that he was sitting at and like, I'm trying not to be obvious that like I want to exchange numbers. And he's acting like he wasn't trying to holler. Like he was acting like he wasn't interested.
Back up. So, yeah, she had been drinking. I saw her when I first entered. She had her little wine glasses with a little girl sitting over there that worked in the office. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm sitting over to, you know, the local people in my office. So she went from like table to table, trying to be like, oh, mingle. But I peeped her out the side of my eye. I knew she was coming over there. And when she got to my table, she started talking to the other guys, acting like she really cared about what they had to say. Then she eventually, oh, so hey, man, how you doing? I'm like, bet. Okay.
Oh, so that's why you was trying to act.
So I was just, you know, I was chilling. I'm like, okay, I peep game. I see what you was doing. But, you know, I'm gonna keep it cool.
At that point, I think he knew that I was interested in him.
Yeah, it was chatter going on, so I kind of had a vibe.
He was playing hard to get at that point. So the end of the night pretty much happened. It was time to go home from the happy hour, and we just happened to meet up in the parking lot at the same time.
just happened to.
Yeah, and we end up exchanging numbers.
Yeah, and like she said, I mean, she shot her shot. She was like, hey. So, you know, I'm new to the city, and...
that's my voice?
Yeah, that's your voice. Like, I'm new to the city, and, you know, I'm trying to see, like, what's up, and you talking to anybody.
I cannot
can I get your number? Can I get them digits? You know, I was like, okay, this is the first for me.
That is
so
not how it
I
went,
peeped game. I'm like, okay, she got a little game. So, I was cool with it. I'm like, all right, go ahead, you know, you can get my number. And then, that's how that was.
Okay, so fast forward. Yes, I did ask for his number or whatever. We exchanged numbers, and then we started getting to know each other, I guess. Yeah,
we talked on the phone for a couple different times before we actually had our first date. And
I don't even think this was a first date, but he considered it our first date. Yeah, so as you can see, I didn't give y'all the recipe for this because I'm still perfecting it for my husband.
Oh my God.
But this is the pumpkin pie, and I'm about to get ready to put it in the crust and put it in the oven.
Yeah.
But fast forward, we're on the phone maybe 2 weeks later, and he's telling me that he's about to go get some food.
Yep.
And pretty much like, do you want to meet me? Or something to that extent.
Yeah, so I think I was getting off work at the time, and I feel like the night was still young. It was early. So I asked her about like, hey, you know, I'm hungry. You hungry? And I was like, I like pizza, so I was like, hey, is pizza cool? And she was like, yeah, that's cool. But like, she don't even like pizza though.
It was one of those things like, where he was going, you know how it is when the man is like, oh, I'm going to get something to eat. Do you want to come? So I don't think that's a date. A date was somebody like, hey, I got plans for us. We going here at this place, get dressed. He was pretty much like, I'm going to get some food because I'm hungry after work on a Friday night. You want to meet me up here?
Time out. So we was getting to know each other, right? Like, I mean, I would have took her out on a date, you know, after that first initial meetup. Cause I was
first. Trying to peep me out or something.
I mean, yeah, you gotta figure out, make sure you good, make sure we
come to a pizza spot.
You know, make sure you know you work the books. You know, it ain't nothing against you, but we just gotta make sure you gotta fill it out, man. Cause that was the first time being alone outside of anybody else. That's gonna be delicious. I'm excited about that. But yeah, that's the first time being alone outside of anybody else. So I had to pick like a neutral, low-key spot so I could ask her questions, fill her out, and just kind of see what's up. You know, not
so yeah. So we're at the. I meet him at.
I'm talking.
Oh, okay. Come on.
Nah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm like, okay, it's Friday night. I have no plans. He cute or whatever, so I'm gonna go meet him at Blue Moon or whatever. I don't hate pizza, but I'm lactose intolerant. So if you're going to meet a guy that you think is cute on a first date, and you know you lactose intolerant, you can't eat the pizza. So I get there, he orders pizza. I don't even think I ate any.
So no, look, listen, I get there, she pull up, okay, sit down. I'm like, I'm gonna get, you know, a couple slices of XYZ. She's like, I'm like, what you want? Okay, I'm gonna get a little pepperoni cheese. Okay, something basic, simple, safe dish, right? So it calmed down. I'm hungry, so I'm smashing it. And she don't even touch it. She like pick off the pepperoni. Like don't even eat it at all. It's like 2 good quality slices here, and they just getting cold. So I'm just like, either she don't like me or she don't like pizza. Like something going on.
Yes, I
here.
was scared to eat the pizza because I thought my stomach, like I didn't want to ruin our first encounter by eating too much cheese and then my stomach be all messed up or whatever.
Oh, it's gonna be messed up. Like what's gonna happen?
You know what's gonna happen.
Oh, okay.
So pretty much like after that encounter, like our conversation went good. Like I enjoyed myself. After that meetup, I was like, okay, he seems like a good guy. He has a nice head on his shoulders. Like we talked about us being Greek. We both work for the same job or whatever. So I just felt like, oh, this would be a nice guy to date.
Yeah, and I mean, from there, one date led to the next date. I showed her the city because I'm from Atlanta, and I mean, I feel like I wooed her. So, did I woo you? Yeah, so I did. So we here today.
Like that's what happened, and now we're married and almost 3 months in.
And yeah, as they say, the rest is history. So I mean, that's our story. Well, that was the end of our video. I hope y'all enjoyed it.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed our story time of how we met in our first date. I still don't think it was a date.
That was a real date. But anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it, maybe learn a little bit more about me and Whitney.
Yes. And make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Make sure you go follow us on Instagram, the Brantley Family.
Yes.
And we just wish you a safe and peaceful holiday season. We know a lot is going on with COVID. And just make sure you stay safe, wash your hands, take your vitamins and all that good stuff, and be blessed.
Yes, be blessed. And until the next time, we'll see you later.
Bye.